As you know, everyone in New York City is partying on this night, but for the SBs, they know that it's a risky move, especially after the indictment. If they stay in the Bronx, the chances that they have to do something or something is done to them is very high. So instead, they head across state lines to the city of Elizabeth, New Jersey. The city is about 45 minutes away, but it's definitely no walk in the park. The only reason they're there is because they know they won't run into rivals. Or will they? 3 a.m. After a night of partying, the SB members walk outside onto First Street in Elizabeth. Vladi SB casually walks down the street to his car, but right there is a man in a mask. This was the first major loss for the SBs, and it definitely took them by surprise. How did the rivals know where he was? Well, after the indictment and this incident, the SBs were depleted and on their last days. Only 3 members were really left: Sairu, Perico, and Pollo. Because they ducked the major indictment, they figured that they were in the clear for the Dyckman incident. But in New York City, everything will eventually be solved. After studying surveillance footage, the police were able to track the 3 members back to the incident. And finally, after nearly 2 years, police were able to put it all together. On April 19, 2023, Sairu, Pollo, and Perico were all arrested. Today, they're currently in trial facing 35 to life. Because it was such a devastating incident, this was a major accomplishment by NYPD, and they weren't done just yet. Yes, after all of the SB members were taken down, they still wanted to know how Caballo was ducking the raids. And after a major internal review, they found out that Gina and Caballo had a relationship. However, this in nature is not a crime, instead just a violation of the codes of conduct. Because there was no basis for an arrest, police simply made Gina resign from her position. But due to her bad reputation, police were not satisfied with this result. So they got a warrant to look through her phone, and this is when their minds were blown. First, they discovered that Gina was informing Caballo about department investigations. Then they discovered that she was even telling him about who was cooperating from rival hoods. To make matters worse, Gina was giving him the names of witnesses in SB cases. As you may be aware, this is classified information and definitely a felony in the state of New York. She put innocent witnesses who were simply doing their civic duty in major harm's way, all while making $130,000 of taxpayer money a year. As they scrolled through her timeline, they found the texts of her informing Caballo about the raids and when to leave town. All of this led the department to charge her with 4 felony counts. She holds 1 count of racketeering, which amounts to a maximum of 20 years in prison, 1 count of conspiracy to obstruct justice, which carries a maximum sentence of 5 years, then a count of conspiracy to obstruct an official proceeding, which carries a sentence of 20 years, and finally 1 count of accessory to murder, which carries a maximum of 15 years. So it's safe to say that Gina is cooked. Once again, after another New York video, I'm simply impressed with NYPD. They seem to solve everything, even internal affairs. As for the SBs, I can't quite assume that they're done for good. You simply never know who's coming up in the next generation. But rest assured that everyone in this story will be away for quite some time. And that's why New York City is the 3rd safest city in America.